Hi, my name is Christy Wood, and I don't have a student at the school. However, as a resident who has happily lived in this neighborhood for 22 years, I do have a lot of concerns about the school closing. I'll begin by thanking board member Carl Jacobs. Mr. Jacobs has met with us in person, via phone, via email. He's patiently answered dozens of difficult questions, and he's listened with compassion. And I really appreciate his professionalism during all these communications. I have 3 concerns to present tonight: the Inlet View rebuild, the potential injustice of how the schools chosen for closure are predominantly Title I, and the impact of this school closing on the rest of the neighborhood. At the end of this testimony, I'll give you my hard copy, which has my email address. I really would appreciate some feedback about my questions and concerns. In regards to the Inlet View rebuild, the voters turned down this rebuild in April, yet the board is currently willing to go against the wishes of the voters and simultaneously rebuild Inlet View while closing 6 other schools. The board already has a path forward for Inlet View by putting it on the 2024 school bond. Building a brand new building while closing our beloved neighborhood school feels a little bit like an insult. In regards to Title I, the optics of this are terrible. Title I elementary schools make up only 40% of the ASD population of elementary schools, yet account for 83% of the proposed cuts. Closing predominantly Title I schools increases the inequity of valuable public resources in Anchorage and cuts services to the people who need it the most. Why are so many of the proposed cuts in lower income neighborhoods? Should school closures eventually be determined as necessary, they must be spread out more equitably among neighborhoods that are not predominantly Title I. In regards to the long-term impact to this neighborhood, currently our little neighborhood enjoys a vibrant energy of young families moving in. They're willing to invest for the long term here since they have a great school and walking distance. If this school closes, those families will start looking elsewhere to other neighborhoods that still have schools. I understand you're not planning on closing this building, but I still don't understand where the savings are going to come from, and I really hope that pretty soon you're going to have some math and some data that you can share with the rest of us in the community to give us some confidence that this repurposing is actually going to work. I understand that you have difficult decisions ahead of you, and your first priority is to the students, families, and staff. But the long-term impact to these neighborhoods must be taken into consideration. Each neighborhood that loses a school becomes a less desirable place to live, enrollment goes down, contributed to more financial challenges in the future, and perpetuating the crisis that we are in now.
30 seconds.
Our research suggests that in times of fiscal crisis, school consolidation is often an emotional and political response, and each consolidation should be carefully vetted to ensure money is actually saved. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Joel Potter.